Hey guys, in this video, I wanted to share with you guys 5 truths that no one speaks about in marriage. And I'm excited because while marriage is a beautiful thing, there are a lot of parts that are real and raw and uncut that people rarely ever talk about. And today I want to highlight some of those areas. So let's get started. So the first thing is that marriage will pop the balloon of unrealistic expectations you have of your spouse with the pin of disappointment. Guys, I came up with that all by myself. Whether you realize it or not, most of us, if not all of us, we enter into marriage with a whole list of expectations. You think you know the person, you really do think that you know this person because, we talk every day on the phone and he's always visiting me and, I know you and you know me, right? We're always together. We spend so much time together. Like we finish each other's sentences. Oh, and it's so cute. But there is this saying, come see me and come live with me is two totally different things. When you are dating, you're only seeing a fraction of who this person really is. And now when you get married and you begin to live with this person, you will begin to see things that you did not expect, that you did not anticipate. You're going to see habits you don't like, quirks that irritate you, things that they do or do not do that will disappoint you. And guess what? It's vice versa. Your spouse is going to come in the marriage with a lot of expectations of you as well. And they're going to be discouraged. They're going to be disappointed as well. And honestly, you guys, sometimes it's not like deep rooted issues, it's just sometimes bad habits and bad lifestyle choices and traits that will just want to make you pull all the hair out of your scalp, like leaving your clothes everywhere, or them not flushing the toilet after they use it, or they're snoring. There are sometimes one might like to sleep with the air condition and the other don't like the air condition, and before you never really noticed it, but now living with the person is like you're very clingy, and when we were dating it was cute, but now I really need my space. So what I'm saying, there are a lot of traits, there are a lot of lifestyle choices, there are things that habits that your spouse will have that will irritate you, and time again you may try to tell them to change and they may not change. And I mean, they could apologize from now till thy kingdom come. It's just an area that is challenging for them, and most of the time it's not that they need forgiveness, they need forbearance. You see, the difference is forgiveness says, I forgive you and I release you for what you have done in the past. But forbearance says, I choose to love you and I choose to give you grace, even though I know that this is a challenge for you, or you're going to mess up, or you're going to continue doing this bad habit, like leaving your wares at the side of the bed and not carrying it in the sink. I'm going to choose to love you in the midst of your flaws, and I'm going to give you grace and time to change and to get better. So forbearance is just giving your spouse grace time and time again. So you will have to do a lot of forbearing more than forgiving in marriage. Okay, so this is an interesting one. For some reason, you look more attractive and you become more desirable when you get married. Now, this happens to some people, right? But in my case, it definitely did with me and my husband. I don't know what it is about you being off the market that just draws more attention to you. Like all of a sudden, strangers are taking a second to look at you. The compliments come pouring, and like I was not getting all of these attention before I got married. Or my husband wasn't getting all of these attention before he get married. But all of a sudden, a ring is on his finger, and I mean, he's high in demand. It's like literally there's like this invisible glow about you that when you get married, that now becomes more noticeable and desirable. Or I don't know if it is because of the fact that now you're off the market, so like you are hard to get, so you become like a competitive commodity. I don't know what it is, but it's like you just become more attractive to strangers and to people. You become less attached and more in love. So when you're dating, you want to be around this person 24/7. You're always talking to this person on the phone. You want to know where they are. It's like you're obsessed with them. You're clingy with them. And some people take it to another level that it's kind of like toxic and very, it's like give the person time to breathe. Like you're always calling, where are you, tracking them. But as your love mature in marriage, so does your sense of security. And it's not that you don't care or you don't miss them. It's just that after a while, your love grew. And I still miss my husband. Like I miss him when he's on work, and I am excited to see him at the end of the day. But it's like your love grows and your love just matures and it's just more grounded. Or probably it is because you are seeing this person every day, you're living with this person every day, so you become more acquainted and more familiar with the person. And eventually you would find that you're no longer clingy. You don't need to be around this person 24/7. For a matter of fact, there are times where you want your alone time. You want to just be you by yourself, and you just see you just become, well, you should become more emotionally grounded and less attached. Like I am still in love, you are still in love, don't get me wrong. It's just that you're not attached to this person and you're clingy, that it's kind of like stalker vibes. Why no one tells you that you have to fight for intimacy and for connection in your marriage? Intimacy takes work. Notice I didn't say you have to fight to have sex. I said you have to fight for intimacy. It's more depth, it's more vulnerability, it's more transparency. It takes more work, more intentional work. And maintaining your intimacy and the depth of relationship with your spouse, it takes intentional work as the years go by. So in the beginning, like before you got married, especially if you were celibate and both of you were waiting to have sex before marriage, I don't know if it is because you have all of this built up sexual energy and sexual urge and you're keeping yourself for marriage, so you have all these fantasies and realities, and when you get married, woo, like you're just releasing all of this, so you're on a sexual high. You're doing it in the shower, in the kitchen, in the car, everywhere. Like both of your sexual desire, it's even, it's on the same level. You're enjoying it, you're having fun, like the fireworks is going off. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful season. But as the years go by, you realize that your relationship, your marriage, it goes through different seasons. And there are moments where you will have to fight for intimacy in your relationship. And when I mean intimacy, I'm not just speaking about sexual interaction, but also emotional and conversational depth. There are seasons when you and your spouse will just not be in the same season sexually. You will not be on the same page sexually. And you may be great friends, like you may have a great relationships, you're flowing together, but just where intimacy is concerned, it's just not coming naturally as it will normally be. So you have to fight for it. There are times where life gets in the way, things happen and it just throws both of you guys off your rhythm. And there's where you have to be intentional. When you have kids, when the stresses of life comes, your body goes through different experiences, and now you have to fight for intimacy. You have to fight to keep that connection going. Sometimes you have to just push past your mental blocks. You have to push past how you feel. You have to push past your physical limitations and barriers and just think about your partner's needs, and just have a heart of a servant in those moments where you may be not in the mood or you just don't want to do it at all. Also, relationships and friendships can shift when you get married. Now, this is not the case for everyone, but I think it's worth mentioning. So, when you enter into marriage, which is the most important relationship you will ever have after God, you automatically enter a season and things shift in your life. And some friendships will also feel the ramifications of that shift. Not because there's bad blood between you and a particular person, it's just that your priorities are now different. Now your husband becomes your best friend and your loyalty is ultimately towards him. He ought to your time and attention ought to be prioritized with him, to him. And as you begin to build on the foundation of your marriage, as you both begin to grow deeper in love together, and as you begin to build a life together, and as you begin to do things by God's design, you're going to realize and notice that a lot of relationships and a lot of friendships, even though they may still be there, the face and how it looks is going to change. Or you may still be friends with the person, but the level of depth and closeness you had with that friend, it can change. Even family dynamics change, especially with parents. So I can speak for myself, like that transition was emotionally difficult for me. I grew up with my parents. I mean, they are great, phenomenal parents. We grew up close. They were my providers. They were my protectors. They were my safe space. But after marriage, that covering transfers where they are no longer like my covering, but no, they have to take up the role as advisors and even my friends now. They are still supportive, yes, and they are still there for me, but just in a different way. So for me, I had to unlearn a lot of things. I had to release a lot of expectations that I would have had, and I just had to step and enter into this new dynamics where now my husband is my covering, my husband is my leader. I listen first to my husband. My husband have more right and authority over me than my father. And that it took me a while to adjust to that. That's why I always, and I encourage everyone, like, marry someone that you could submit to. I always saying that because once you marry someone that you have respect for and you honor, and it's easy for you to submit to their leadership, it's going to make your marriage so much more better and easier as a wife and as a woman. And lastly, marriage will expose the true you. I heard this saying once, and it says, love is blind, but marriage is an eye opener. Oh, and is that saying so true? Marriage have a way of exposing things in you that you didn't even know were there or you ignored. I always say this: your spouse is the sharpest, most effective tools in the hands of the Lord that the Lord will use to perfect you, to sharpen you, to make you holy, to sanctify you, and to make you more like Christ. And your spouse is the right person that the Lord is going to use to pull things out of you to make you a better person. And it's not just only on the negative, but there are things in you, there are strengths in you, there are things that are beautiful in you that you never even know was in you, or you overlooked, or you underestimated about yourself. And in marriage, the Lord is going to amplify these areas in your life. So remember that marriage is a mirror, but also it's going to expose the areas in your life that the Lord wants to perfect, or He wants to make beautiful. So humble yourself and allow the Lord to make you. So remember, marriage is beautiful. It will grow you, it will stretch you, and it's going to show you the things that are in you that you never knew were there. If this video has helped you in some way, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.